Hello. So, how do you feel about happy? Have you ever realized that happy can be like a new gift, a new excitement, like a newborn baby that you're really, really looking for, and after a while you get used to it, and then it's family, and then it's parenting, and then it's mundane. Then it's just going back to where you have been before, and sometimes even below that. Okay, so it happens to a lot of people that the idea of just being happy as raise your vibration, as if this is the secret for everything, sounds like really, really, really exciting, and they're working on raising their vibration, and a lot of things are moving and shifting, and their life is bettering, and their life conditions are um, getting better. And then all of a sudden, or it may not be all of a sudden, there is a shift. They realize that there is more to it, that just switching the button on going happy doesn't do it for them. And sometimes people can really question the idea of just be happy, because you can think to yourself what there is to be happy about. Your critical mind is kicking in, and you're thinking to yourself, what is it all for? You go into the higher questions of our living conditions as human, and you look in general on the human condition, and you think to yourself, I have to generate the thoughts of happiness. I have to generate within myself that positivity. That positivity doesn't come natural to me. And with all honesty, it doesn't come naturally for most of people. And I'm not going to go to the beginning of history as if we're going to Genesis. Just look around and you'll see that for most people, life isn't something they take casual. And if they take it casual, it doesn't seem to work very well. So what do we achieve once we understood that we can generate happiness under all conditions? And basically we can choose, because happiness is a certain frequency that we basically have to generate and emit out of ourselves. It's not something that is going to bestow upon us from the outside world. This is something, happiness is a feeling, it's an emotion, it's a state of being, or a feeling. It's a frequency that we basically emit out of ourselves. It's not that somebody is going to bestow happiness on us, okay? So why is it that happiness is unsustainable? Happiness is unsustainable, as you probably heard a few people saying this. It's because after a while it gets boring. After a while we get used to it. And if you think about it, we as humans are highly adaptable. We can get used to just everything. We can use to climate change, we can use to disasters, we can get used to wars, we can definitely get used to peace and prosperity. We are getting used to everything. So once we get used to something, all of a sudden, it's not really interesting. We know it. Okay, so now what? So what's going beyond happiness? Once you reach the point of happiness, once you have reached the point that you know how to generate out of yourself that frequency that is going to make you all of a sudden cheery and happy, cheery and smiley, then what? After all, you're not going to constantly be there on that high flying vibration of yours for no real reason. It's unsustainable. So what's next? What's after happy? You achieve that state of being. Now what? Or you achieve that mindset. you know how to generate that sense of high frequency out of yourself. And basically happiness is a high frequency. It's a sense of alignment. However, we as humans find it really, really challenging to keep that sense of alignment in all time. So what's going to be the next step for you to keep that alignment, to keep yourself going, to keep yourself on your trajectory, to keep yourself on your lane, to keep yourself attuned into that high frequency that required in order for you to move forward and to move ahead and basically manifest constantly those high frequencies. And the thought that I have been introduced by my quest lately was that basically happiness is not my excuse of being here. It's not the reason of me being here. It's not happiness, it's not the reason of me having a body. I have not been created just to be happy, because if you think about it, if I have been created just to be happy, I have been created for my own sake. And what's the purpose of me being created for my own sake? It doesn't make any sense. You don't deliver a baby only because you want to give life to that baby that you don't know yet. You're delivering a baby because there are other purposes for that. So the same thing is with our creation. There was another purpose for our creation. And think about it, we don't create anything unless there is a reason, there is a need behind that creation. So I was going into that thought and I'm thinking, if there is a higher purpose for creating me, so I'm not here for myself. I'm not here for the sake of my happiness. Happiness is a state, it's a frequency that basically allowing me to continue and to pursue my own reason of being created. It's a fuel. However, that fuel is like a fossil fuel. It's finite, and then I have to plug myself into a source of energy that is infinite. And for me, that was the understanding that I'm not here for my own happiness. I'm here to deliver on a need, on a higher need. And the higher need is to be an agent of higher frequencies into a place of lower frequencies. And when I understood that I took over myself, I took upon myself, whether I was aware of it or not aware of it, or I'm not aware of that decision in my physical being. In my physical state, I may not be aware of that decision. However, my spirit, my soul, took that decision. Otherwise, it wouldn't be manifest in my body. So the moment I become aware that that was a choice, basically, I have committed to something. And since I have committed to something, now there is a higher purpose than just me being happy. Because if it's just me being happy for me and for many other people, that's not enough. It makes you feel kind of, okay, I got happy. It's like as if you got back into your own me shell, into your own me skin. And for a lot of people, myself including, that's unsustainable for the long run. However, when I decided to release that idea that I have to be happy in all times, and if I'm not happy, there is something wrong or let's say I'm basically going against something that I want, or I'm damaging something, or I create some kind of a detriment or a damage by not keeping my high frequency, I have realized that basically my frequency started to become more balanced. It was easier for me to sustain that high frequency of myself, because I have realized that I came here in service. I came here in a service of a higher purpose, of a higher frequency that basically wants to download itself into the realms of the lower frequency. So I understood that I'm a bridge. I am a bridge. And as a bridge, it's not about me. It's about my functioning. So happy is just a tool. Happy is just a vehicle on establishing or sustaining or enabling, I would say enabling, that bridge which I assign myself to be, to exist, to keep on. You see, if you're looking at happy people, at the moment that they're happy, they can be totally oblivious to a lot of things. They can be totally oblivious or unavailable for, and emotionally unavailable, and unavailable, completely unavailable for others in a need, so to say, or others in a vulnerable state. The way I see it, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be oblivious to the vulnerability of other people. I don't want to be oblivious to the vulnerability of other creatures in the world. I don't want to be oblivious to the vulnerability of anything. I want to be attentive. I want to be attuned. I want to be aware. I want to be present. So, by introducing myself to the next step of me being a vehicle, a bridge, an agent of bringing, of transmitting higher frequencies into the places of lower frequencies, of me bringing a higher awareness into a place of no awareness, or a place of limited awareness. This is where I am fulfilling on my purpose. Now we can go to all kind of phases and definitions of purpose, and purpose is today, I think, overdue or overused or abused or whatever. However, when we decide to adopt our humanness, and when our spirit took that experience of being here, there was something behind it. There was something behind it. Because we don't create, and we are not being created for no reason. We are being created for a purpose. Because we are being created because there was a need. And the need wasn't for us to be happy, because basically for most of us, being here doesn't make us happy. Most of us, after a while, think, oh, is that it? And we are looking for another better idea of what are we doing here and why is it? Because if you look at the human condition, most people are not just happy. They don't like it. However, when you realize and you come to term to the idea that basically you have not came here to be happy, you came here to manifest on a need that you with your awareness or without your awareness basically decided to adopt and to embody as yourself. And happiness is just a vehicle. It's a frequency that enables you to go and to surpass and bypass or get over obstacles on the way. Happiness is a vehicle. Happiness is a frequency that enables you and us to be able to reach to the next level and bypass or surpass and override or just cross through obstacles. However, happiness is not the goal, because once you reach happiness, where do you go from there? So this is my small talk for today. This is our conversation for today. If you have any questions, any comments, and you want to add and contribute to this conversation, feel free to comment below. Either you see it here or you see it somewhere else, you see this video. Feel free, and you're very welcome to contribute to that conversation with your experiences and with your insights. And how did you use, or how do you perceive your experience with the concept of happiness and the both end of happiness, that basically happiness is a vehicle to something beyond itself? Okay, so see you again next time. Bye bye.